Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E Man from the Average Joe Sports Dog Podcast coming at you with the Week 6 Midtown Brigade recap and reactions, baby. Let's get it. Let me tell you something. We started Week 6 with a bang. It was the start of the bye weeks, and this is the week when the bye week starts where we separate the man from the boys, okay? And it started banging out like that, all right? We're going to start out with my game, of course, Garbage Man. Let me actually change the week here. Let's go back to week 6. We're going to start out with my game as we usually do is Garbage Man against New York City Rico. Again, I was facing one of the hottest teams in the league. New York City Rico has won back-to-back top scoring of the, back-to-back weeks, the top scorer of the league, and he was just going ham until he faced me. But you know what? He had a lot of people on bye. Derrick Henry, huge bye week. Deontay Johnson, even though he hasn't been lighting it up, he's doing all right. Drake, he had TJ Hawkinson going up head to head against the GOAT. And my newly acquired asses, Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, because I also got bit by the bug, man. I had Devontae Adams on my bench, who's my number one scorer. So again, I pulled it off. It was an ugly game, very ugly game, 117-75. The Broncos D um, did me a favor in a way because he had Joshua Kelly, who was third string, and he was knocked out of the game, never came back. So I knew I was up because I was up 106 to like 97 as of Monday. And then I still had Mike Williams and Gerald Everett, but it didn't matter. It was actually a 20-point win. Ugly, but I'll take ugly and lucky over good anytime. Anytime, all right. So Jalen Hurst, one of my new acquisitions, hey, he did all right. He had himself a 22 points, a little under projection. But also Devontae Smith, man, he gave me a solid game. He gave me up to 15 points, man, projected 12. That was over. That was actually kind of my deal there. You know what I mean? That was actually what catapulted me. And of course, Brees Hall, back to back solid weeks. For Rico, Brady had 18 points, really underperforming. Chubb, okay, that New England D was the player of the game for me, who scored 19 points and held Nick Chubb on check with 8 points. That was great. So I'm definitely digging life right now. So it was a win. He was due. He was due for a loss. All right, he was hot. He's been scoring more points than you could think out there. Our game was so ugly that it actually made the Denver Broncos offense look like a beauty pageant. So it is. It is what it is. All right, moving on to the next matchup. New Era against Team Bring It. All right, New Era and Bring It. They went to work. Bring It just keeps winning in a consistent manner. Won again this week. Okay, and 133 to 118. He just keeps scoring anywhere between 129 and 140 week after week, and he's 6-0. I mean, dude, New Era, regardless. All right, the two owner team, regardless of making blockbuster trades, they can't get a win. New Era is such a bad streak right now that at the moment, if he would pay a hooker to get laid, he would get rejected. That's how bad the new era right now it's going. They are getting their asses whooped. I think they're down. They're on a 3-game losing streak. But bring it at 6-0. At this point, somebody's gonna have to take them down. Again, Kyler Murray had a disappointing day, but look, Austin Eckler, main office, he's been hot the last 3 weeks. Has had touchdowns in the last 3 games, over 20 points in the last 3 games. Leonard Fournette back-to-back 20-point games. That was pretty much the story of the game. Those two guys carry the win for Bring It because look, if you look at it, new acquisition for Era, 23 points. Najee Harris still disappointing. He did get Saquon Barkley some decent points for him, which I know he hated it when Saquon was actually that score that last touch on the side of the slide because it was the right thing to do. But then after that, man, nobody showed up. Goddard disappointing. 4 points. Sorry, Barkley had 18. I apologize, and 22 from Kirk Cousins. But hey, it is what it is, man. New Era needs to get it together, man. He needs to meld his new meld together his new team. All right, so let's move on to the next game. Vicious and South Florida, baby. Vicious is hot, man. He was on a 3-game winning streak, man. But the story of the game here goes to the waiver wire pickup of the week. All right, Dion freaking Jackson. He loses JT to an injury. All right, and he had himself. I believe he had also. Who did he have? Oh, he had Naheem Himes. He goes down for an injury too, so he has no starters at the moment. And then guess what? Dion picks up Dion in the last minute, drops him, leads the team in scoring. 20, well, not really. Stephon Diggs, and Dion. But if he hadn't picked up Dion, this would have been a loss. And what's his name? Vicious would still be on a hot streak. But nobody showed up for Vic. 14 points for Geno Smith, who's been killing it. Aaron Jones, up and down roller coaster season keeps coming. Miles Sanders, had over projection. Cooper, again, who's been a stud, 22 points. He did not start Herbert, which in a way he is glad he did. But he pretty much has all his team, and Gallup again underperforming. But it was Deion Jackson, the waiver wire of the pickup of the week. It might be the best streamer this week. Hey, waiver wire duds. That's how you use the waiver wire, baby, because it does deliver wins. Just ask Ninjas, who snapped his 2-game losing streak. All right. Next, we go to Team Cruise, baby, and Team Broadway. Yo, listen, man. For the second time in 6 games this year so far, Team Broadway has the high. He's the leading scorer. Has had the title of the most points of the week. And that Team Broadway, Kelsey and Mahomes connection, it's insane, bro. They are putting up more points than a bookie on Super Bowl Sunday. All right. It's another team that falls victim to the Patrick and Mahomes stack, the best stack of the year right now. It is crazy. Look at this, 29 points. Kelsey had 17. That was the story of the game. Even though Team Cruz had himself a huge game from Burrow at 45. I'm sorry, 29 at 45. Sorry, Kelsey had 20 at 45 points. It was insane there. He dropped 45, 25 from Ramondre. It still wasn't enough, man. So Debo 16, kind of around his average. Curtis Samuel, Debo 0.5, did not show up. Had himself deal with Jacobs on the bye week, which is huge. Did not decide T. Higgins, which he did the right move there. It is what it is, man. The Bengals defense, had 4 points. Should have started the Vikings, had a better matchup. But regardless of Joe Burrow, man, coming through, the Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey All Stars, man, had another one, baby. The goats keep smiling out there, brother. One of the greatest stacks right now this season so far. Next, Grey Goose and Gallimard on Wednesday. Whoa, man. Grey Goose is 1-4. I know he's not liking this. I mean, his team is playing so bad that he makes New Era looks like freaking Super Bowl champ. That's how bad his team is performing right now. Lamar, back-to-back disappointing weeks, man. Falling so under the actual projection with 20 points. Jeff Wilson has been pretty consistent, right? But man, the fumble, nothing was on there. Nothing was good for the ground. Justin Jefferson, who usually gets you 20, 25 points. It's just, the problem is, the, Kirk Cousin likes to play down so bad, to the competition that it hurts Jefferson. So, Cortland Sutton, man, again, that offense from Denver is so bad, man, that I know he should definitely try to pick something up. I mean, anything that has to do with Russell Wilson, who was traded, of course, for me for Gallimard. Anything that's connected to Russell Wilson this year is pretty bad. But again, 80 points, man, 82 points. Again, Gallimard, man, another team that benefited from a trade. I won based on my trade. So did Gallimard right now. Russell Wilson, again, he's got a stream, but Christian McCaffrey, back-to-back weeks. Jamar Chase, the game of the year. He's been averaging like 15 points a game, had 36 points. I knew this was going to happen. It's called the trade karma. I even called it out on a text that he was going to drop 2 touchdowns and 125 yards. I think he did 130 something yards, but he still got 2 touchdowns. Had a monster game, breakout game of the year. I hate to say it, but Mark Andrews and Jamar Chase in the same lineup, it's going to be pretty nasty. Darrell Henderson, look, he started him, another trade piece over there, and boom, 12 and a half point, 13.2 points, man. So he's going to be the starter now that, what's his name, Cam Akers is gone. All right, it's going to be gone from that team. So Grey Goose, man. Grey Goose having a tough time this year, 1-5. Waiver wire studs and Maximus, another no contest. And Maximus enjoying reaping his rewards from that stud because he gave up Saquon Barkley, man, in this deal to get Josh Allen, but I guess it was all worth it. He went over his projection, 36.65 right here, 36.65. Dalvin Cook, again, 18 points over projection. Travis ATM is coming strong. I mean, this team is looking a little bit dangerous here. Alec Pierce, great waiver wire pickup a couple of weeks ago. A.J. Brown, man, A.J. Brown, 17 points. Kittle finally gets a good game. If Kittle gets healthy, that's crazy. But the second best waiver wire pickup of the week goes to Kenneth Walker, the third. He went hard on this right here last week. Got him pretty quick. 19 points. Huge uptake, man. There wasn't a single doubt here, man. Waiver wire studs here. Again, he is trying to do the best he can with what he has. He doesn't have a bad team, but I think injuries really, really got to him. Damian Harris is hurt. Allen Robinson hasn't played great all year. He has a little something to work there. Tua has been on the bench. It is what it is. But again, look, it's Maximus reaping the rewards from his trade because mine was blockbuster with Galamont, but Maximus' trade was like 3 times blockbuster, unreal, insane when he did it with New Era, man. Just the outcome is different from New Era than it was for Maximus. So here you go, folks. We got week 6 on the books. All right, week 6 on the books. We're heading out to the mid-year right now. Let's take a look at the standings. To close out the show, let's check out the divisions. I'm doing this on my computer today instead of my iPad, so it's taking a little longer to load. Team Broadway 4-2 and first place in the Uptown Division, 3-3 with Rico, Maximus, and South Florida Spanish Ninjas. Rounding the bottom, New Era 2-4 and 1-5 Grey Goose. Coming to the toughest division, the Downtown Division, the one that's actually where the champion is going to come out of. Team Brigade, of course, 6-2. He's up by 2 games to yours truly, Garbage Man, who is on a 3-game winning streak right now. Then you got Galamad on Wednesday. He's resurging with 2 games in a row here. It's a dogfight. It's a dogfight, man. We got it's nothing you could do about the 1-5 guy down there. But 3-3, 3-3. It's nobody's game. I mean, look, at one point the streak is gonna stop. All right, I'm gonna keep reminding y'all. Bring It was like a 10-game winning streak last year, going back to the previous year. And guess what, man? He didn't win the championship. So anyway, shout out to Bring It, last undefeated team and top team in the league, man. He is hot right now. He's a team to beat, man. And it's crazy because he's not the leading scorer. He is practically right now at number 5, most point scorer, right there at 792. Calamar on Wednesday, who has 841, is a 3-3, 2-game winning streak. I mean, right now the hottest teams is again Bring It, who hasn't lost, and I'm right behind them with a 3-game winning streak. So let's see what happens this week. I got a big test again. I'm going against the Kelsey and Mahomes All Star, and I'm not looking forward to it because I got some people on by. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Week 6 recap of the Midtown Brigade Fantasy Football League in the building. Appreciate you all. See you next week. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk signing out. Peace.